Hello, welcome to the channel. This video is about prepositions. Let's get started. Today we talk about prepositions of places. Prepositions like in, on, at, and prepositions like above, over. Prepositions like below or under. Let's take a look. What are they?
Introduction. Prepositions play a vital role in the English language as they connect nouns or pronouns to other parts of a sentence. They establish the relationship between different elements, such as the position of an object or the timing of an event. Developing a proper understanding of prepositions enables effective communication in English. In this lesson, we will delve into the fundamentals of prepositions, their applications, and the commonly used prepositions in English. We will also address common errors associated with prepositions and provide strategies to help you steer clear of these mistakes. By the end of this lesson, you will have a strong foundation in using prepositions accurately and confidently.
The first prepositions of places is at. Let's take a look how to use it.
The prepositions of place, at, in, and on. Are you ever unsure about when to use prepositions in your sentences? The most frequently used prepositions of place in English are at, in, and on. Let's explore their usage. We use at to discuss addresses, specific places or buildings, events, and activities, as well as places that serve as stages of a journey or meeting places. For example, at 22 Queens Road, referring to an address, at a club, at the mall, at Pacific Place, indicating specific places or buildings, at a party, at the rehearsal, at the concert, at the Olympics, describing events and activities. They stop at ports in China, meet me at the Star Ferry Pier, denoting places as stages of a journey or meeting places. However, when mentioning a street or road like Queens Road, we use either in or on based on the context. For instance, on Queens Road, if referring to the street as a surface. In Queens Road, if referring to the area where the street is located.
The second prepositions that we're gonna talk about is on. Let's take a look how to use it correctly.
The preposition on is commonly used in English to indicate various positions. Here are some examples of its usage. On is used to describe the position on a surface, such as being on the stage, on the roof, or on the table. It is also employed to discuss most means of transportation, such as being on a cruise ship, on a bike, or on the bus. However, we use in for enclosed vehicles, like a car or a taxi. Additionally, on is used to describe floors of buildings and decks of ships and buses, etc. For instance, I live on the second floor, or the ship's gym is on the third deck.
The upcoming prepositions that we're gonna talk about is in. Let's take a look.
In English, the preposition in is employed to indicate various types of locations. Here are some examples of its usage. We use in to discuss larger areas like districts in Central, cities in Sydney, or countries in Canada. In is also utilized to describe the position of something inside buildings, rooms, or containers. For example, I'm in a beautiful church. Or, I left my tablet in my bedroom. It's in a bag in my drawer. In can also be employed when referring to open spaces with some form of boundary, such as a forest, park, or sea. For instance, we went camping in the forest, there's a concert in the park, or I love swimming in the sea. Some tips for your reference. When using the verb arrive, it is crucial to adhere to the standard rules for prepositions of place. Typically, we use arrive in when referring to a country or city. However, when mentioning a station, airport, or hotel, we use arrive at. It is incorrect to say arrive to. For instance, instead of saying they'll arrive to Singapore on Tuesday, the correct usage would be they'll arrive in Singapore on Tuesday. By following these guidelines, you can ensure accurate usage of prepositions when discussing arrivals and locations.
There are some other prepositions of places that is confusing. Let's take a look. What are they? The first one, over and above.
Both over and above can be utilized to indicate a higher position. but over has a wider range of meanings compared to above. In addition to denoting a higher position, over can also convey the idea of crossing or being on the opposite side of something. For example, they swam over the river suggests the act of crossing the river. Meanwhile, they live just over the road implies residing on the opposite side of the road. On the other hand, above specifically refers to a higher position without the additional connotations of crossing or being on the other side.
Then the upcoming one that we're going to talk about is under and below. Let's take a look.
Under and below have similar meanings, but we typically use below when there is a distinct space or level separating the two objects or entities. This distinction applies similarly to how we use above. For instance, we would say, she felt warm under the blanket, but not she felt warm below the blanket. Likewise, we would say, the engine room is on the deck below us, to indicate that it is positioned at a lower level or beneath our current position. By observing this distinction, we can accurately convey the spatial relationship between objects or entities using the appropriate preposition.
Very nice. That's all for today. Like this video and subscribe our channel. See you next time. Goodbye.